So what do you think? Should I talk to everybody, or at least try? See if we can't get some approval.
What do you wish of me?
I'd like to ask you something.
If you must.
How did you become a shape changer?
I
Not
was
that she has
born
actually
such.
used those powers
'Tis a
yet.
skill of Flemeth's, taught over many years in the wilds. The chastened have tales of we witches, saying that we assume the forms of creatures to watch them from hiding. When a child is alone and separate from his tribe, that is when we strike, dragging the young boy kicking and screaming to our lair to be devoured. A most amusing legend.
Has your mother been doing this a long time, then?
Changing her form, certainly. Devouring lost children, I cannot say. She has not done it in my experience, though in truth my lifespan is but a fraction of her own. Why do you ask? Is there something specific you wish to know?
Can you change into other human forms?
The form of an animal is different from my own. One may study the creature, learn to move as it does, think as it does. In time, this allows one to become as it is. I gain nothing by studying another human. I already am the same as they are. I learn nothing. So the answer is no, my human form is the only one I possess.
There have been Dalish keepers who use similar magic?
Oh? Then I have no doubt your people do much to keep their talents well hidden from humans. I wonder if I was to ask one of your keepers of the origin of their magics, if there would be any relation to what I was taught.
That would be intriguing.
I may even ask my mother about it someday, though I doubt she would tell the truth of it even so. Such is her way.
Can anyone become a shape changer?
Anyone with sufficient will. But the act of transformation is a magical one. 'Tis a spell, and thus requires a mage's talents. If you had a notion to learn such a skill for yourself, sadly, you must remain disappointed.
Do you spend a lot of time as an animal?
There were nights when the wilds called to me, 'tis true. You look upon the world around you and you think you know it well. I have smelled it as a wolf, listened as a cat, prowled shadows that you never dreamed existed. But my life is as a human. I am under no illusions to the contrary.
What do other animals think of you when you're changed?
They do not shy
Indeed.
away from me. To their senses, I believe I seem like any other of their species. As to what they think, I truly cannot say. Just as I am still human, no matter my form, they are still animals. Thus they cannot speak, even were I to ask.
Okay.
Indeed. Have you an opinion on my abilities, then? Am I an unnatural abomination to be put to the torch?
Your abilities sound quite useful.
A most practical opinion. Far more so than any man I have spoken to. But enough of such talk. Let us proceed, lest the dust gather on us.
Did she approve? Come on. Yay, Morgan approves +4. Sweet. Alright, let's go try to talk to somebody else. Maybe Stan the man. Hey, Stan the man. What's up, buddy?
Why are we stopping?
I think we should talk for a moment.
There are darkspawn to be fought. Is this delay needful?
Dude! Are you alright? You were in that cage for weeks.
You are concerned. No need. I am fit enough to fight.
Never seen a Kunari before. Tell me about your people.
No.
What? Why not?
People are not simple. They cannot be summarized for easy reference in the manner of, the elves are a lithe, pointy-eared people who excel at poverty.
A little hostile, aren't we?
Many humans have said that to me. I do not understand it. If I were indeed hostile, you would be bleeding.
Anyway, you said you were in the army?
I am.
Have you ever fought in a war?
I have always fought in war, elf.
You know your way around a battlefield?
Some of them. They aren't all alike.
Are you always as bad about answering questions?
Generally. I do not see how this matters. Seheron and Parvolan are distant. Ferelden and the Darkspawn are immediate.
What is your hurry?
What a strange language you speak. You say hurry where I would say duty.
It's not your duty to handle the blight.
No, it is yours, and you are chatting with me instead.
This guy's an ass. Fine.
As you wish.
You're gonna disapprove, isn't he? Oh, he did approve. +2 instead of +4, but alright. Pixie!
Yes?
Let's talk.
Well, here I am.
Oh, I gotta be really careful doing this.
I knew this would come up sooner or later. I don't know how to explain, but I had a dream. In it, there was an impenetrable darkness. It was so dense, so real. And there was a noise, a terrible, ungodly noise.
Why,
I
that
stood on
sounds
the beach
horrific.
and watched as the darkness consumed everything. And when the storm swallowed the last of the sun's light, I fell. And the darkness drew me in.
You dreamed of the blight.
I suppose I did. That was what the darkness was, no? When I woke, I went to the Chantry's gardens, as I always do. But that day, the rose bush in the corner had flowered. Everyone knew that bush was dead. It was grey and twisted and gnarled, the ugliest thing you ever saw. But there it was, a single beautiful rose. It was as though the Maker stretched out his hand to say, even in the midst of this darkness, there is hope and beauty. Have faith.
And this made you want to help me?
In my dream, I fell. Or maybe I jumped. I'd do anything to stop the blight. I know that we can do it. There are so many good things in the Maker's world. How can I sit by while the blight devours everything?
Indeed. The Chantry says the Maker... They did? I don't know. I suppose I couldn't sit by either.
That is why you're a Grey Warden. Come, there's a blight to stop.
That wasn't a very long conversation. Oh, and I still only got +2. Damn it.
Yes? Well, here I am.
Okay. What was life like in the Chantry Cloister?
Quiet. It was a life suited for contemplation. In the cloister, away from the fuss and the flurry of the cities, I found peace. And in that stillness, I could hear the Maker. But it was not perfect. Some of my Chantry fellows were condescending. That is the nature of religious folk, I suppose.
It is indeed. How so?
When I talked about my beliefs, that the Maker reveals himself in the beauty of his world, they treated me with disdain. They want to believe that he's gone, so that when he turns his gaze on them, it means they are special, chosen. He cannot possibly have love for all, the sick and the weary, the beggars and the fools.
What did you say to them?
What can I say to them? What they believe is what the Chantry says, and the Chantry is infallible, yes? Maybe I am wrong. But it is the Maker's place to decide if I am worthy, not men, not the Chantry. But there is work to be done, and I have talked enough for now.
Okay. No more about that. And now, a hard one.
What do you need?
White chocolate.
Ask away.
It's so freaking particular about what you
Essentially,
say
they're
about
trained to
this.
fight.
Ugh.
The Chantry would tell you that the Templars exist simply to defend. But don't let them fool you. They're an army. The other main purpose for a Templar is, of course, to hunt mages. To that end, we train in talents that drain mana and disrupt spells.
Could other people learn these talents?
Perhaps, but there usually isn't much of an opportunity. The Chantry keeps a close rein on its Templars. We are given lyrium to help develop our magical talents, you see. Which means we become addicted. And since the Chantry controls the lyrium trade with the dwarves, well, I'm sure you can put 2 and 2 together.
Yes, I do know what 2 + 2 is, but I don't know what you're getting at. Were you addicted to lyrium?
Thankfully, no. You only start receiving lyrium once you've taken your vows. You don't need lyrium in order to learn the Templar talents. Lyrium just makes Templars' talents more effective. Or so I was told. Maybe it doesn't even do that. The Chantry usually doesn't let their Templars get away either, so they can spread their secrets. I'm a bit of an exception. Lucky me. What do you need?
Okay, I didn't even get any approval from that. Come
Ask
on.
away.
Can you teach others to be a Templar?
I suppose I could. But I really would rather not. When the Grand Cleric let Duncan recruit me, she made me swear never to reveal Templar secrets outside of the Chantry. I'd rather not go back on my word.
Ah. Very well.
Ask me later, perhaps. Maybe I'll change my mind. This is not something small you're asking, after all.
Man, it just keeps kicking me out of conversation, doesn't it? Jesus. Okay, try again.
What do you need? Ask away.
Tell me about Grey Wardens.
Such as they are.
Okay. What will happen now there's just the two of us?
I imagine that eventually the Grey Wardens outside of Ferelden will wonder what's happened. Why there's no contact from Duncan or someone. They'll send someone eventually. Though who knows what Logain's people in Denerim will tell them. Maybe they won't send anyone. We could try to contact them. But that would mean leaving Ferelden, and even if we did, they couldn't come back with us in time to stop the Blight. So that means whatever happens, it's up to us.
Indeed. Okay. Is there a headquarters?
Here in Ferelden, there's our compound in Denerim at the palace, but that's it. Logain will have control over that and be watching it, no doubt.
Indeed.
Beyond that, the only place I know of is Weishaupt Fortress. That's the headquarters of all Grey Wardens in the Anderfelds, 1,000 miles from here. But I've no idea how to even contact them. So unless we try to get back to the compound in Denerim, I suppose the answer is no. There's nowhere for us to go.
Oh no. Okay. Where are the nearest Grey Wardens?
That's a good question. There's plenty in Orlais, but who knows where they might be found. And the nearest Orlesian city is weeks away. If we go north and cross the sea, there's bound to be some in the Free Marches. Again, however, I just don't know where. I don't know anything about Grey Wardens in other lands.
Okay, when do we start rebuilding the Order?
I mean, eventually we would have to use the joining to make more Grey Wardens, right?
Right!
But I don't know how to do the joining, or what's involved. I know it involves lyrium and some other magic, and that it's really difficult to prepare, but that's it. Unless we can find out more about the joining, I guess we better get used to the idea that there might only be two of us for now. Until more come from elsewhere.
What would happen if we left?
Just left? You mean just left Ferelden? I don't know. If there's an archdemon, however, we're supposed to be the only ones who can defeat it. And that means the Blight would grow unchecked. Eventually, other Grey Wardens in Orlais and other lands would hear about it, and they would come to fight it, but they wouldn't come in time to save Ferelden. There's no way. I'm not going anywhere.
Cool.
About the Grey Wardens, anyhow. Fair enough. What do you need? Ask
Okay,
away.
let's try asking him something else. How did you become a Grey Warden?
Same way you did. You drink some blood, you choke on it, and pass out. You haven't forgotten already, have you?
Very funny. I mean before that.
Let's see. I was in the Chantry before. I trained for many years to become a Templar, in fact. That's where I learned most of my skills.
You don't seem like the religious sort.
You're telling me I was banished to the kitchens to scour the pots more times than I can count. And that's a lot. I can count pretty high. The Grand Cleric didn't want to let me go. Duncan was forced to conscript me, actually, and was she ever furious when he did. I thought she was going to have us both arrested. I was lucky.
Okay. Why did the Grand Cleric want to keep you?
I wondered that myself. It's not as if she valued me highly. I think she just didn't want to give anything to the Grey Wardens, is all. The Chantry didn't lose much. And I think I can do more fighting the Blight anyhow, rather than sitting in a temple somewhere. I'll always be thankful to Duncan for recruiting me. If it hadn't been for him, you know, I wouldn't have.
I'm sorry?
No, it's... I'm sorry. I shouldn't be. It's fine. He died a hero. They all did. Come on, let's go. I think I'm done talking.
Approval? Ah, +1. Stingy bastard. Alright. Bavigans.
Oh, why, you little...
What?
Your furry friend here took offense at me getting near his food. He snapped at me, look.
Bavigans. There's hardly any blood drawn he shouldn't have.
Sometimes I forget that he's a war dog. That'll teach me.
Bavigans?
I once heard a really old legend about how the Hound warriors in the days of the old tribes would feed their Mabari the flesh of the vanquished. Well, that's what I heard anyway. It would sometimes be human flesh.
Any jokes?
Oh, like you can tell the difference. For all you know, maybe you've already been fed something. Someone.
I'd never feed you another human being.
It's not cannibalism if he's eating it, you know.
I think he got pissed at that. That's pretty funny. Okay. Well, let me check. Yeah, I think it's been just about enough. So I'll leave it with us here in camp. And next time, we've got a decision to make. Do I go visit the dwarves? Do I go to Red Cliff? Do I go to the Mage's Tower? I might go to Red Cliff first, I think. That way we can go have a chat with Arleman. Let me take a look at my quests here. Party camp quests, enchantment, I still have the Blackstone Regulars quest, Blight quest, so I've got to go seek out Arleman. Dalish Clans, Mage's Circle, and Orzammar technically it doesn't matter which order you do them in, so that's fine. And I do need to go to Red Cliff apparently to deliver something to Jeddah, so that'll get 2 done at the same time. And we've got these premium content things as well, but we're not going to do any of these yet. I'm going to save the premium content until later. So, next time, we're headed to Red Cliff. I've made a decision, and hopefully nothing will go horribly, horribly wrong. Yeah, see you guys in the next episode.